By the way, the sprites for the flower spirits in this chapter are some of the nicest looking ones in the game. And most of them are actually multi-sprite, like in Thousand Year Door.
Yeah, I can tell.
Yeah.
Like the parts that are moving, the parts are staying still.
I will be seeing more of that.
Wasn't this one of, if not the last, Mario 64 game? Am I crazy?
Yes, I think this is the last first-party game on the N64.
That's what I was
It was released in 2001.
2001?
Yep.
Holy shit, dude.
I think the GameCube was already out.
Yeah. I remember Luigi's Mansion came out around that time. Mm-hmm. Crazy?
Yeah, so definitely a late release.
That was the first game I played. And by I played, I mean I watched my dad play. And let me let you in on a little secret. Our dad doesn't play a whole lot of video games. I believe he got stuck in EGAD's museum. Remember that? How you have the option to go to his museum with all the empty paintings, but he didn't know to talk to EGAD to leave, and he quit.
I sort of remember that, yeah.
Oh, man, that was like one of my earliest memories.
That was back before the Xbox existed.
One of my earliest video game memories. I think what beats that is the scary parts of Super Mario 64, a.k.a. the eel and the piano.
Yeah, the fucking piano.
Super Mario 64, a childhood game that I love that everybody hates. I can live with that, though. I don't really care.
Yeah.
I'm not, like, offended, like, oh, people don't like that video.
It's really interesting, is, I remember back when Galaxy 2 came out, and I was playing it, like, they were sort of teasing, like, oh, you get something really neat if you get all the stars in this game. It's just like, oh. And then one of the galaxies in that game...
I honestly don't know.
One of the galaxies you can go to, and I think like the fifth world, is called Throwback Galaxy, and it's a remake of Womp's Fortress.
Of Womp's? Just Womp's Fortress? I knew that there was something like that.
And they even remix...
I thought it was like sort of like a remix of a bunch of different...
They even remix the music from Bob on Battlefield for that level.
We need to figure out what we're going to record, because I know you're planning on doing Mario Galaxy 2. But we also got Sonic and the Secret Wings, which apparently people want to see, too.
Maybe we should put it up for a poll. Do you want Legend of Spyro?
Literally in that episode that you released today, I've explained to you that that's a terrible idea. How about to you why? Do you need me to run it over again?
How about we'll do it? First of all, we'll do a straw poll so that they can't see what the results are ahead of time. Second of all, we'll put a link to that poll from a video on Game Mavericks.
Straw poll worked really well for Bayonetta.
Yeah, but I posted that on Twitter as well. I'm going to do it through the game, like post a video on Game Mavericks.
Because the thing is, alright, there are people who are actually going to watch it. And then in addition to those people, are a bunch of people who just want to vote. And then not watch it. So their votes, like, don't affect anything. I don't know. I feel like we should also play like a shorter game somewhere here.
Yeah.
I feel like shorter games are like always more successful.
Yeah, it's just the whole diminishing returns of viewership.
Yeah, it's that, and it's like, oh, do I really want to sit down for this like 30-part series? Like, if those kind of series are fun if you really get invested in them. But at the same time, there are a lot of people who don't have the time to get invested in them. You know what I mean? I
suppose.
And I don't know. Like, that's why I love our what is it called?
Marion World.
Super Mario World so much. It's like short. It's sweet. It's got the funny. It's got the funnies. I don't think I got very angry. If anything, whenever I did bad at that game, you got angry.
Yeah. It's kind of interesting looking back on that playthrough and then comparing it to this summer.
How so?
I don't know, these just seem to have there just seemed to be a flow to it that's not here.
This summer?
Yeah.
I think it's been because you've been off at college, I've been off at college. I think we changed a little bit. I've become a little bit more of a cynical bastard. I'm trying to recognize that and fix it a little bit, but sometimes I have problems. I think
what this is. I have a scratch on my arm. I think it's a
cat. Probably the cat.
Yeah. That silly Lily. Lily Bell. Right now we're searching for the water because we have the miracle fertilizer. No, we have the fertilizer and we have the bean, but we need the water to grow the beanstalk. So we met that. We were talking about multi-sprite characters, and I was talking about the graphics. We met up with Lily earlier, and she will give us water, but unfortunately these Lakitus stole the stone that powers her springs, so we're trying to get that back.
Those damn Lakitus.
Yeah, but the Lakitus dropped the stone, so we're gonna kick their ass and then go look for it.
God, it would be really interesting? A Lakitu partner.
Yeah. That would be really interesting.
That's all I had to say.
Unfortunately, there is no such thing in this game.
No.
Yep, that's totally the truth.
And nothing but the truth.
Mm.
Wasn't there part of that Tooth Fairy movie with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Steve Merchant, and Mary Poppins? Where they say something along that.
Julie Andrews.
Do you swear to tell the truth and nothing but the truth? Can I just say that this labyrinth is bullshit?
It kind of is
bullshit.
Like the first time,
Come on.
Like I know where to go.
You know where to go because you played this game.
Exactly.
The fact that there are just invisible walls, it's like fucking nonsense.
I don't know, it's not like you can die. It doesn't take that long.
No, I just think it's stupid and unnecessary. But anyway. Yeah. Do a lot of people hate this part of the game, do you know? What's the overarching?
I'm not sure.
Codebox, what do you think of this?
Codebox would know that. He knows everything about this game.
He would know what other people think of it?
Yeah, he knows everything about this game.
Dude, Codebox, I am impressed. I'm impressed.
So there
are games that people know a lot about, and this doesn't seem like it'd be one. But Codebox, you're a genius. There you go.
So this is Rosie. She's a bit of a narcissist. In fact, her track in the game is called Narcissist Rosie. Yeah.
I like how that statement that you made was derived from that, and then you said it.
Yeah.
Very casually.
It was a subconscious thing.
Also, fun fact.
But she found the water stone that powers Lily Spring.
Mario.
And give me, please. My welfare check ran out.
He's holding a cardboard sign.
Yeah.
Goombario's the equivalent of his dog.
So so Rosie is kind of reluctant to give up the stone, even though Mario basically told her that Lily will die if she doesn't get it back. Mm-hmm. So she's basically like, tell you what, find something more beautiful and I'll trade it.
She's blackmailing you is all.
Yeah.
That's all that's happening.
Yeah. I feel like if these games had voice acting, then the same person who voiced Flurry would have voiced Rosie as well.
Oh!
Yeah, that's sort of
our
voice.
Grandmother.
You know what? Yeah. Well...
Yes. Our grandma has
not for Rosie. Voice. Maybe for Flurry, because the faces kind of look the same.
Flurry has always reminded me of our grandma.
Yeah.
And because I don't know how to, that means nothing to the people listening. Yeah. But,
so this is where the backtrack
Imagine what Flurry would sound like. That's what our grandma sounds like.
Earlier, we met Posey over here, and she has a crystal tree.
Aren't they all just dicks to each other? Like self-absorbed dicks?
Only really Rosie.
Oh, okay.
I mean, Posey and Lily and Petunia are all nice.
You know what I want to play now? Now that you had brought it up, I want to play one of those Mario RPGs. I'm not really that interested in the newer one with Luigi, Dream Team or whatever.
The newest one is Paper Jam, where Paper Mario and Luigi team up.
Yeah, no, I'm not talking about that one. I'm not interested in that one. Are you interested in that one?
Well, I've already played it.
Have you?
Yeah.
Paper Jam.
Yeah.
Really? That came out?
Yeah, that came out months ago.
Wasn't that... Which was the one that you were like, hey, the game that you were judging, even though you hadn't
Color
played
Splash.
It? Yeah, Color Splash.
That one's not out yet.
Okay. What is that?
Color Splash is the new Paper Mario game.
Okay. Alright, whatever. I honestly don't give that much of a shit, but I am curious about how, if I went back and played Bowser's Inside Story and actually tried to beat... I wonder if I'd like it.
Mm-hmm.
I still have very fond memories of Superstar Saga. It's just such an interesting, weird game.
Bowser's Inside Story is actually a pretty short Mario RPG.
People seem to like that one the most out of the Mario RPGs, unless I'm crazy.
Out of Mario and Luigi, definitely. I mean,
yeah, that's what I'm talking
about. The 1,000-Year Door and
that's what I meant by the
Super Mario RPG, Legend of the Seven Stars, seem to be the other contenders.
Yes, that is true. And I'd say I like those. I like both those. I remember emulating because I didn't have any other way of playing.
Yeah, that was back before that was on the Wii Virtual Console.
Yeah, and I played it with the keyboard. I mean, it's an RPG, but there are some platforming sections that were nightmare.
Yeah.
But
I think that's what I like about Mario RPGs. Made me
want to play that game because I don't really like RPGs that much.
Yeah, I was gonna say
like a Square Enix RPG too, but it is pretty simple. I like the simple RPGs. That's why I like Paper Mario. And the Mario RPGs are also pretty simple. I think.
I think what it is for me is you play most. Yeah, it looks like we still got a few minutes left of the session. When you play most RPGs, a lot, especially like the sort of the Final Fantasy inspired ones, the game gives you nothing interesting to do in the overworld besides talking to people and walking around. Yeah. And then the game mostly focuses on the battling. And for me, battling the same enemies just gets boring. So what Paper Mario and other Mario RPGs have over that is that like there's platforming
like the simplicity of the battling.
Well, I mean, like in many ways, there's still. I mean, like the numbers are small and stuff, and like you only can have 2 people out at once, so it's simple in that way. But and yet if you experiment with all the badges, there's a lot of depth to this game. Yeah,
and I like that. I like the sort of simplicity of the numbers, as opposed to like if you play like some Final Fantasy game where it has like you get into thousands of health, and then it has. I really don't like that. Like in later Final Fantasies, and then like Chrono Trigger when it has like. You have to like wait like for like your turn to time up. I like the turn-based. Mm-hmm. That's why I like Pokemon. I like some of the simpler Mario RPGs. I like those a lot better than the more complex RPGs. But I know people love that stuff.
Yeah,
that's just personal feeling. I don't know. I need to find some good video games to play. Some new ones. I feel like I replay a lot of games.
Yeah.
So maybe I should play Shantae. Maybe I should go back to Bowser's Inside Story and finish what it started. Because I do remember really liking that, finding it very compelling. I just don't. I don't know where my 3DS is.
Yeah.
I need to figure that out. And I could read those books. Look at all those books I have.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't even read any of those. There's some interesting ones. It's just reading is kind of hard. For a little child like me with a short attention span.
Yep. You don't even have ADHD like I do.
No, there's definitely a... Did I tell you the story about how I almost got what do you call it, diagnosed with ADHD, but I didn't
No.
I was convinced that I had it in high school. Mm-hmm. Because I share a lot of the symptoms, and genetically speaking, it's very much in our family.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to get enough people to take little surveys about you and say, hey, how much does he exhibit this behavior? And I didn't pass, I guess, but I don't. Oh, you were so fucking close.
Yeah.
That's frustrating, because those guys give you a shit ton of coins, right?
Yep. Which is why I mean,
you don't really need coins for much anymore, do you?
Well, it's funny that you should say that, because after this chapter finishes up, then we can buy the highest level Earthquake badge. It's called Power Quake. And
I never really used the Earthquake badge.
They're actually very useful.
I feel like I've only played and beat this game once.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't used to use them either, but then I started using them and never went back. I mean, they can get enemies on the ceiling. They can get shelled enemies and ignore defense.
Really? I didn't know they ignore defense.
Yeah. So they're very useful, and the Power Quake badge does 6 damage. And if we
also done a little experimentation with the charge badges.
Yep. And I also think I found the Supercharged Hammer badge earlier in this part. And if you combine that with the Earthquake badge, you can do, like, pretty large amounts of damage.
Yeah. It doesn't seem like there's that many enemies in this game where you get guys on the ceiling and stuff like that. Whereas I remember there being a lot of those in... I mean, I don't remember the ice dungeon, the next one.
Yeah, the ice dungeon has...
swoops?
Yeah, it has swoops in them that hang on the ceiling.
Swoop?
Called swoopulas, actually.
I don't remember that one very well, but I remember there being those kinds of enemies in there. But I don't remember there being very many otherwise in this game.
Oh, yeah, speak of the devil. There it is. That's what I need money for at this stage in the game. Because, like, Power Quake ends up being 200 coins.
Do you only really need money in this game for badges?
Well, you need to use it to buy, like,
You get some items.
Yeah, healing items, but that's the big thing that you use money on.
And you can find a lot of healing items, too.
Yeah, but...
like, not all of them, but I feel like...
Certainly
I know where you're getting all these damn coins.
Just by battling.
I guess.
Because, like, for the most part in this playthrough, I've been fighting every enemy we've come across.
It seems like you get so few with each battle. And...
I mean, it adds up.
Oh, yeah,
I also have another badge. I also had another badge on called, let's see, I can't remember what it's called, but it's basically what it does is whenever you get hit, you get, in battle, it adds to the amount of coins you get afterwards. It's called Payoff, I think. It's actually a pretty cheap badge. It's like 4 star pieces at Merlau's badge trade thing. I remember
seeing that when I edited this series. Then I stopped editing that. Where did I start editing?
The beginning?
No. I mean, what did I start editing instead of Super Mario? What am I editing right now, Michael?
You started doing Toy Story and then Super Mario Galaxy.
Toy Story, that's where I started. No, I'm doing Super Mario Galaxy.
Yeah.
Which is why it's so much less professional. Even though I've been editing for a long time, I'm making a lot of rookie mistakes. Anyway.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, yeah. We'll see you guys in the next episode when we wrap up Flower Fields. Until then, fuck you!
Fuck you!